So good afternoon to all. Welcome to class 12th economics, chapter national income and related aggregates. First of all, I have already sent you the assignment of national income yesterday. Income method, right? Where all the questions of income method and as well as the numericals are there in the assignment. And I hope you people have started solving that assignment because before Sunday afternoon, I need that assignment, solved assignment, because we have already completed the income method. We have done the theory part also, and also we have covered the numericals of income method based on income method. Uh, for the recapitulation, I must tell you that income method by default domestic income will be calculated, that is NDPFC, taking out three major components of that. That is, first is compensation of employees, operating surplus, and mixed income. When I talk about compensation of employees, I simply talk about the compensation given by the employer to its employees. If it is directly given, then we have to take it directly. Otherwise, we can go for its parts, like wages and salaries, that too in cash or kind. And second was social security contribution by employer. Then we talk about the operating surplus, which includes rent, interest, profit, and royalty. If the operating surplus is given in the question, then we have to take only the operating surplus. If it is not given in the question, then we have to take its parts. And when we talk about it parts, it basically parts are like rent, interest, profit, and royalty, where profit has further three parts, that is corporate tax, dividend, and undistributed profit. So if profit is given in the question, then we don't need no need to take any part. But if profit is not given in the question, then we need to take the part as well, right? Then if I talk about the third major element or component of the income method, domestic income, that is mixed income of self-employed, which means the income which have not been covered under the compensation of employees and operating surplus, that we take in the mixed income. It is basically the barber's income, or you can simply say the self-occupied resources income. It doesn't have any further parts. It would be given in the same name, with the same name, that is a mixed income of self-employed. I hope this is clear to all, because once the NDPFC is there, you can go and compute anything which you like after NDPFC, which means any aggregate can be easily calculated by taking out the three golden rules, like gross, net, domestic, national, and that the last is MP to FC. So show me a thumb so that I should start with the new topic of today, and the topic which we have covered yet is clear to all. Income method is clear to everybody now. So I'll move it with the next method, that is the expenditure method of calculation of national income. Fine. Chaliye. So let's start with the expenditure method of calculating national income. So I've shared the whiteboard video with you all, and now I'm going to start with the expenditure method. So first of all, let me tell you that we are doing the expenditure method, the second method of calculating national income. We are doing that now. The expenditure method, the second method of calculating the national income. When we are using the when we are using the expenditure method, yaad rakhna is baat ko, whenever we are going to find out any aggregate with the expenditure method, again, like when we were following the income method, in that case, there was the NDPFC, which was by default coming. So when we are following the expenditure method, in that case, by default, we'll be getting GDP MP, right? Please take care of this thing. I'm repeating once again. When we were computing the income method, when we were computing any aggregate from the income method, then by default NDPFC, that is the domestic income, was coming out to be calculated. Then we could easily move from applying three golden rules. But when we are following the expenditure method, in that case, basically GDP and at MP will be calculated by default. Whenever we apply the expenditure method, GDP at MP will be calculated. And how it will become calculated? GDP at MP will be calculated by taking out 5 points. Please mind it. it will be calculated by taking out 5 points. 5 points means we have to go for the main, yani ki we have to add up the 5 contents to get the GDP MP. Now what are these contents? We have to just go for that कि कौन से ऐसे contents हैं जिनको add करेंगे and GDP MP will be computed. All right, so अभी हमने अब ये पढ़ रहे हैं that how GDP MP will be computed. So when I talk about the GDP MP, 5 things I have to add up. What are these 5 things? First, the first is private final, you can write with me, consumption, private final consumption expenditure. The very first point, private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure. Let me tell you the other name also first. Private can also be given as household final consumption expenditure. Even it can also be given as personal, or even it can be given as individual. So these are the this is the first element that we need to take. This is the first element that we need to take while calculating the national income from expenditure method. See, income method mein we were adding all those points which are income of a person. Expenditure method mein we are taking all those points which are expenditure, which are expenditures of persons or of any sector. So first we are taking the expenditure of persons or private or household or individual. Means this is the final expenditure. As you can see, this is the final expenditure. Final means I told you in the very beginning of this chapter that we do not include the intermediate expenditures. We do not include the intermediate expenditures in national income. We only include the final expenditures. So we are taking up the final expenditures only. This is the expenditure. The private final consumption expenditure is basically the expenditure of persons, of individuals, हम लोगों का फाइनल कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर जो हम खर्च कर रहे हैं किसी भी फाइनल कमोडिटी को बाय करने के लिए. सो द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ एक्सपेंडिचर इज द प्राइवेट फाइनल कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर, which you can elaborate that is it is the expenditure of persons or households which they are incurring which they are basically incurring on purchasing various final commodities for their consumption purpose. I hope this is clear. First point. If I talk about the second point, the second point we have to take is government final consumption expenditure. The second is government final consumption expenditure. Now, what is government final consumption expenditure? The government final consumption expenditure means this is the final expenditure of government, because government is also one of the important sector, most important sector in our economy, and government is also spending a lot of amount on various goods and services, because government has to provide various services to its people, and for providing the services to people, government has to incur a lot of expenditure. Government को बहुत सारा expenditure तो incur करना ही पड़ेगा, because if government has to provide the service, then government has to incur a lot of expenditure. That expenditure comes under the government final consumption expenditure. And fortunately, the elements which I am writing in the expenditure method doesn't have further contents, so it has just the main point only that will be given in the question. Jahan pe required hoga, I will tell you. Otherwise, this will be given in the question directly. The first, private final consumption expenditure, or it may be named as household final or personal final or individual final consumption expenditure. Second, government final consumption expenditure, or sometimes it is given as government demand for goods and services. कभी कभी ऐसे भी दिया होता है, तो हम समझ जाएंगे that is government final consumption expenditure, government's demand for goods and services, right? If I talk about the third element that is given in the question, it is gross domestic fixed capital formation. The third is gross domestic fixed capital formation. See, this is the third point. Gross domestic fixed capital formation. See, now what do you mean by this? Gross means total. Gross means हम जानते हैं total. Domestic means हमारे territory का, within the domestic boundary. Fixed capital, fixed is basically the fixed assets. Like if I talk about machinery, I talk about furniture, I talk about any other land and building. So I'm talking about the fixed assets. And capital formation, the capital formation is even known as investment. Of course, capital formation means your capital is forming, which means you are making investment, so it is also known as investment. So the third point is gross domestic fixed capital formation, which means this is the expenditure of firms on making their fixed capital, right? This is the expenditure of firms on making their fixed capital formation. Fixed capital formation means the investment of firms on fixed asset, right? So this is the third point given in the expenditure method. And fourth is the change in stock. Now, what is change in stock? Change in stock is ultimately the closing stock minus opening stock, right? Or even sometimes it is also known as inventory investment. It is also known as inventory investment. Now, what is this fourth element? अब देखो बड़े ध्यान से सुनना बेटे. थर्ड एलिमेंट था फर्म्स का खर्चा ऑन फिक्स्ड कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन. फिक्स्ड कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन मींस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट उनका खर्चा ऑन फिक्स्ड एसेट, राइट? एंड फोर्थ एलिमेंट इज फर्म का खर्चा ऑन करंट एसेट्स, इन्वेंट्री पे, यानी कि चेंज इन स्टॉक पे. मतलब आपने दिस ईयर द फर्म प्रोड्यूस्ड 1000 यूनिट्स ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट. This year the firm produced 1000 units of a product, but at the year end firm noticed that only 800 units could be sold out, which means 200 units are still left. So that will be the change in stock. That will be the inventory investment. That is the inventory investment, which means that those 200 units firm is going to spend, or firm is going to sell it in the next year. Till the next year it would be sold. Ultimately till that time it is the inventory investment. Inventory investment मतलब firm ने जितना investment stock पर किया. So third point was firms का expenditure on fixed asset. Fourth is firms का expenditure on current asset. So if change in stock is directly given in question, then we can take change in stock. Otherwise we can even calculate it by closing stock minus opening stock. And change in stock is also known as inventory investment. I hope this is clear. And fifth and last point is now, the fifth and last point is net exports. Net exports. Net exports means the expenditure which we are incurring for exporting to other countries. That is also the part of our own territory only. So net exports, जिसमें आता आपका exports minus imports, right? Exports minus imports. So that is the net exports. So these are the 5 elements of expenditure method. That means whenever we need to calculate any aggregate by the expenditure method, we can easily calculate that aggregate by adding up these 5 elements. In 5 elements को हम add करेंगे, and once we add all these 5 elements together, we will simply get the GDP MP. All right. So please notice all these 5 elements, and I hope you all have written all these 5 elements. So shall I move? I think you all have written it. Fine. So we have to add all these 5 elements, and we will simply get the GDP MP. So यहाँ तक clear है सबको? Now अब नेक्स्ट पॉइंट मेरा जो है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, काइंडली प्लीज इसको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट अच्छे से समझिएगा. इफ सपोज आई एड अप these two elements together, please see to it. If I add up these two elements together, the element 3 gross domestic fixed capital formation and element 4 change in stock. If I add up these two elements together, what I will get is, मुझे क्या मिल जाएगा इसके अंदर? I will simply get one thing, और वो है, I just tell you in writing. Wait a minute. We will get gross domestic capital formation. See, if I add up these three things, these two things, third point and fourth point. So if I add up these 2 points, third and fourth, what I get is gross domestic capital formation. Can anybody tell me what is the difference then in this point? Because we had third point gross domestic fixed capital formation, fourth point change in stock, and if I add up all these two, I simply get gross domestic capital formation. What is the other thing? कौन सी ऐसी चीज नई आ गई इसके अंदर जो पहले नहीं थी? Then I'll simply say, देखो जी, यहाँ पर the importance was given to the fixed word, because here it was the expenditure of firm on fixed asset, and here the main expenditure of firms in on current asset inventory. But when I add up these two elements, third and fourth together, I get the total expenditure, gross domestic capital formation, which means the fixed word is automatically removed in this case, and it becomes the total expenditure of firms. And total expenditure means it is inclusive of fixed as well as the current investment. All right. So this is gross domestic capital formation. When we say gross domestic capital formation, okay, Tushar, I'm repeating. See, when we add up these two elements, third and fourth, third is gross domestic fixed capital formation, means this is the expenditure of firms on fixed asset, making fixed asset. This is the expenditure of firms on making the inventory or making the current asset stock. When I add up the third point and fourth point together, I simply get gross domestic capital formation, which means the fixed word is removed. And this gross domestic capital formation is just showing me the complete, what it is showing me, it is showing me the complete total investment. It is showing me the gross domestic capital formation, or it is showing me the total investment, ki total kitna investment hai, which includes fixed as well as which includes inventory investment. I hope this is clear to all. So third is gross domestic fixed capital formation, fourth is inventory investment or change in stock. So when I add up these three and fourth element, third and fourth, it directly simply gives me the gross domestic capital formation. Clear? And fifth point is again separate net exports. So what point you need to keep in your mind? If you have to check whether the third element is given with fixed word or without fixed word. If it is given with fixed word, which means this is the fixed investment only, you have to take the change in stock in that case. लेना पड़ेगा आपको change in stock. If the fixed word is not given, if the fixed word is not given, then no need to change, no need to take change in stock if this is given, which means जब ये दिया हुआ है तो you don't no need to take the change in stock. Why? Because this represents the total investment inclusive of change in stock also. In that case you don't need to take the change in stock. But if fixed word is given, then you need to take the change in stock. So ये था government, ये था firms का expenditure on fixed assets only. That was firms expenditure on fixed asset only. But when I talk about the when I talk about this one, जब मैं सिर्फ इसकी बात कर रहा हूं, then in that case, wait a minute, see, मैं एक बार दोबारा क्लियर कर देता हूं वाला पॉइंट. This was firm's investment on fixed asset. Third element. Fourth element is firm's investment on current asset like stock. This is the total investment. ये होता है total investment. If this is given, if this total investment is given, there is no need to take the change in stock. आपने बस ये लेना है. But if it is given, अगर ये दिया हुआ है gross domestic fixed capital formation, which means in that case you need to take the change in stock also to make the total investment. I think now it is clear to all. And next thing very important, if anything is given with net, आपको तो ये ग्रॉस चाहिए होता है, चाहे ये दिया तो भी ग्रॉस चाहिए, अगर ये दिया हो तो भी ग्रॉस चाहिए. अगर कोई भी चीज नेट में दी हुई है तो यू कैन सिंपली ऐड बैक द डेप्रिसिएशन एंड कन्वर्ट इट इनटू, if net is given, add the depreciation and convert it into gross. I think it's clear to all now. Shall I remove this and move on to the other thing? Expenditure method is clear to all. Please write in the chat box. Okay. Others can also write, please. Why only few people are writing? Okay, Gurnoor, Kunal, Harshita, Divya, Vaibhav. Others, Anushka, Toshit, Tanmay. Fine. Mahak Pawar. Fine. Tushar Sharma, Anubhav Chaudhary, Varun Bhatia. Clear. Thira. Thira, you have to revise it again for sure. Okay. Moving to the Harshita Sharma. हर्षिता, जो भी मैंने अभी बताया है एक बार काइंडली जस्ट स्पीक आउट एंड रिपीट दैट टॉपिक सो दैट जिनको क्लियर नहीं हुआ दे विल बी एबल टू लिसन वंस अगेन. हर्षिता, ओवर टू यू.
Sir, expenditure method we did today. By default, we get GDP MP in expenditure method. GDP MP is equals to, there are 5 components. Private final consumption expenditure, which is also known as household or personal or individual final consumption expenditure. That is expenditure of persons when they incur on, which they incur on purchasing final commodities. Second component is government final consumption expenditure, which is also known as government demand for goods and services. That is expenditure incurred by government. Third component is gross domestic fixed capital formation. That is expenditure of firms in fixed on fixed assets. Fourth is change in stock, which is also known as inventory investment. That is equal to closing stock minus opening stock. That is in expenditure of firms on current asset. Fifth component is net exports. That is exports minus imports. Expenditure incurred on exporting to other country.
Okay.
And third component plus fourth component, that is gross domestic fixed capital formation plus change in stock is equals to gross domestic capital formation. If in question we have gross domestic capital formation, we need not add change in stock in that.
Okay.
And if gross domestic fixed capital formation is given, we have to add change in stock.
Fine. So let me just explain once again in brief that there are mainly 5 components that we have to take in the expenditure method. The very first component is private final consumption expenditure, which is simply the expenditure of households. The expenditure of households means the expenditure that they have to incur, because households also incur various expenditures now. So what expenditure they have to incur is the basically the private final consumption expenditure, which means they have to incur a lot of expenditure on purchasing various goods and services. So if I need to purchase any of the good or service, I need to give some of the amount as an expenditure. The amount which I am paying is ultimately the household final consumption expenditure. All right. The second is basically the government final consumption expenditure. When I talk about the government final consumption expenditure, I simply say that government final consumption expenditure means the amount of expenditure which the government is incurring. Why? Because government also has to incur a lot of expenditures. The expenditures like government has to incur on providing subsidies. If government is there to provide the subsidies to people, government has to incur a lot of expenditure for that, because government need to give the pension, government need to give the scholarship. Not only this, government is holding the education service also. For making schools, for giving salaries to staff of schools, government has to incur a lot of expenditure. That comes under the government final consumption expenditure. Or even we can say that government's demand for goods and services also is also the same thing, right? Then if we talk about the next part, that is the gross domestic fixed capital formation. So what is gross domestic fixed capital formation? Gross domestic fixed capital formation means the expenditure part which government which firms are incurring. Now firms has to incur that expenditure on what things? Firms has to incur that expenditure on various things, such as if I talk about the fixed assets. Fixed assets means the firms are having making fixed investments, purchasing furnitures, purchasing plant and buildings, and land and buildings, and many things are there, plant and machineries also. So whatever expenditure government is incurring on whatever expenditure firms are incurring on fixed asset, that is the gross domestic fixed capital formation, or gross domestic investment, fixed investment. But we need to add up the inventory investment or change in stock into that. Change in stock is the current investment, firms ka kharcha current assets pe, right? So we will add up the fourth point, change in investment. And the fifth and last point comes out to be the net exports. Net exports means basically the difference between exports minus imports and exports, and it is ultimately the expenditure which we people are incurring on exports or making exports to other countries, right? So that is net exports, which is calculated by exports minus imports. I hope this is clear till now. यहाँ तक सबको clear है? Fine. Now I'll be taking out the numericals based on the income method, based on the expenditure method. Before that, I would like to share a screen with you all. Just wait a second. I'm sharing out the screen. Okay. So I think you can see. Can you see the screen now? Can you see the PDF of national income chapter? It would be visible now, I guess. Yes. So this is the expenditure method, which I have just discussed with you all. See, private final consumption expenditure, which I've just told you what it is all about. It is the private, it is the expenditure on final goods by the firm, by the persons. Second, we have covered government final consumption expenditure, the expenditure incurred by the government on various goods and services. Third, I have discussed gross domestic capital formation, जो दो चीजों को मिलकर बनता है ना, gross domestic fixed capital formation and change in stock, right? So these two things basically, gross domestic fixed capital formation and change in stock. And after that, fourth or the last I have discussed is net exports. Net exports is basically the exports minus imports. This we have just covered. So इससे क्या निकल के आएगा? GDP MP आपके पास आ जाएगा, as I told you. Then once GDP MP is there, you can calculate any of the aggregate by taking out these three golden rules, which we have already covered. Now, what precautions we need to take while following the expenditure method? Let us discuss that. What precautions we need to take while following the expenditure method? The very first is avoid intermediate expenditure. We shall always avoid the intermediate expenditure. As you all know that intermediate expenditures are all those expenditures which are incurred on the intermediate goods. And intermediate goods are never the part of national income. So definitely we have to avoid the intermediate expenditures. हमें intermediate expenditures avoid करने हैं, and we have to take out only and only final expenditures. So while calculating the expenditure method, we are taking only the expenditure on final goods and services, and we are avoiding the intermediate expenditures. The second most you can see is do not include expenditure on second-hand goods and financial assets. You know, there are various expenditure which we incur on second-hand goods. Do you think that second-hand goods expenditure should be incurred again, taken again in the national income? Because it would have been taken at that time when the good was purchased for the first time, right? So second time when you are purchasing it for the second time, if you are purchasing a second-hand good, तो जब जिसने फर्स्ट टाइम परचेज किया होगा उसको उस टाइम पे नेशनल इनकम में ले लिया होगा. अभी सेकंड हैंड गुड की वैल्यू को दोबारा से लेने का मतलब है देयर वुड बी ओवर एस्टिमेशन ऑफ नेशनल इनकम, देन डेफिनेटली इट शुड नॉट बी टेकन इनटू अकाउंट. थर्ड इज avoid transfer expenditures. You know, there are various transfer expenditures also which must be avoided. The transfer expenditures, like one of the expenditure which is in the form of gift, like if you are going for government's transfer expenditures like pension, scholarship, unemployment allowances, or otherwise charities expenditure or donation as a gift or gift scholarship. These all are the transfer expenditures. Definitely it should be avoided. Why? Because when we are going for the national income, we are just taking out the main expenditures only. We are not taking out the transfer expenditure. So transfer expenditure must not be taken into account, because we have to take only those expenditures which are the factor, factor payments. We don't have to take the transfer payments or transfer expenditures. Then include the self use of own produced final goods. Like there are various own produced final goods also, like for example a house owner using the house for himself, right? Suppose he's using his house for using it as a factory also. He has a one floor up there, and he is using it as a factory, and he has a proper factory out there on the first floor. So although this is not, he's not incurring any rent as an expenditure for that, but still अगर उसने वो लिया होता रेंट पे तो रेंट पे करता ना. और आपको मैंने माइक्रो में पढ़ाया था that cost in economics is equals to the implicit plus explicit cost. Then don't you think that that should also be included? And cost is ultimately the expenditure, so definitely the implicit cost is to be included as well. जैसे मैंने आपको 11th में माइक्रो में पढ़ाया था ना, cost in economics is the sum total of explicit plus and implicit. So definitely implicit is to be also to be included. All right, clear to all? I hope this is clear to all, that what things we need to take and what precautions we need to take while going for the expenditure method. All right. So today we have learned about the expenditure method, and tomorrow I'll be taking its numerical also. I have just shared the assignment with you all for income method, and I hope you are doing that assignment and will be sending me on time. अभी भी जिन्होंने मुझे मनी एंड बैंकिंग का असाइनमेंट नहीं भेजा या पुराना कोई भी असाइनमेंट नहीं भेजा, send me as soon as possible, right? And I'm making the report on regular basis. And this assignment which I sent yesterday for national income, income method you have to send on Sunday afternoon before, I mean around 3 o'clock से पहले पहले आपने मुझे भेजना है सारा, because I need to make the report and submit it to our principal sir. All right, so kindly do your work on time, revise today's topic once again. I know this is a numerical part. You have to revise it again and again. Any doubt will be entertained. You can directly WhatsApp me for any doubt, and we'll tomorrow discuss. Tomorrow maybe I'll take class, although it is Saturday, but tomorrow I'm thinking to take class. Maybe I'll take class tomorrow, or on Sunday को तो मैंने test रखा हुआ ना already. Sunday तो you people have to give me test for on money and banking. फिर बता दूँ Sunday Google test on money and banking chapter. So tomorrow maybe I'll take a class on this chapter, taking the numericals of expenditure method, right? So till now, please revise the concept. Or expenditure से पहले you must learn the formulas for expenditure method. So ये learn होने चाहिए आप लोगों को सबको, ठीक है? So we'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye.